We are very excited to be joined by Q Unique and Fieldy. He's also a member of Korn. They've got a new record coming out with their project StillWell. It's going to be coming out on September 18th. This is their third album, and it's called Supernatural Miracle. If you haven't checked this out, it also features Wuv from POD. All of you are such accomplished musicians, and you're so talented. I'm curious how you guys met.
Myself and Fieldy had a mutual friend that owns a clothing company in San Diego. It's called Tribal Gear. And to make a very long and interesting story short, one day he had called me and asked me if I'd be interested in recording with Fieldy. And within a couple of weeks, I flew out to Southern California. We grabbed some Del Taco.
Right.
It was my first time having Del Taco, being from Brooklyn, New York. We don't have that stuff. And we hit up his studio. And the first song that we wrote together was a song called Killing Myself to Live, which Fieldy also directed the video for.
Fieldy, and I'm sure you get this all the time, but obviously Korn is one of my all-time favorite bands. Your music means a lot to me. And also your story means a lot to me as well. The fact that you struggled with substance abuse in the past, and you are a living testament today that people can come through and they can be stronger on the other side. And, I've known people that have struggled with that. And I just wanted to really tip the hat to you that I'm not actually wearing right now for that. And I was curious though, with you being in the game with Korn and being all over the world, which has got to be exhausting. How have you stayed clearly so passionate about music where it seems to have been a 24/7 thing for you for so many years now?
I think, like I said, I had to go back to the roots, because in the beginning, when we started a band, were all wrong intentions and motives to be rock stars, and ego and pride and power. And then as I got older, that all becomes empty, and it becomes like you're a robot. So you kind of like have to fake the passion. And I wanted the real passion back, so you had to re-fall in love with why we really wanted to do it, which was all a lie in the beginning. To go, okay, I'm older now. It's like falling in love with music again, listening to music all the time, all types of music, all styles of music, playing music, living, breathing it. You have to fall back in love with it, and that's one thing I try to teach people is like, make sure your motives and your intentions of what you're going after are right, because in the long run, it's going to be a curse in your life. And we had to reverse the family curse on this one, because in the beginning, it sucked. It came to a empty hole.
And this record really does sound awesome. I can tell that you guys put a lot of production into it. And I was just curious, was this something that you had to work on during this pandemic?
Yeah, it was. We worked through the that was another thing that Fieldy and I and Wuv, we kind of like had to tell ourselves, all right, time to turn off the news, time to get off the news feed. As far as, we never really got caught up in arguing with people about political views or science and viruses and things like that, but we knew that we had to further ourselves from it, because we saw that even friends around us were just getting so caught up in this illusion of an argument that we just had to remind ourselves every once in a while, stay off the news, and pick up the guitar, let's go. And when we're not picking up the guitar, we're doing live feeds, or we're thinking of the next video idea, or what's going to be, how we're going to push this song or that song. So we really, like Fieldy said, not only did we fall in love with what we're doing, but we're so in love with it that our passion is like this driving force of, getting up every day, like as if we're going to the office and thinking of new ways to introduce people to our music. So,
and Fieldy, I wanted to, I know when bands tour, there's a lot of idle time out there. And so do you feel like the process of writing and recording music may keep you out of trouble when you're on the road?
Absolutely. I mean, the worst person to hang out in the whole planet is myself. So I got to stay busy, man, because I'm not cool if I'm in my own head too long.
Right.
So yeah, you got to, there's a lot of idle time out there. we do a few interviews. We play a rock show. Pretty much, I would say there's at least 20 hours in a day of nothing to do.
That's
the rest is
insane.
a couple of interviews. Yeah, that's how much downtime every day. And then you do two days a show and then a day off. So then you have a full 24 hours off of nothing to do. And then you do a couple more shows and then a day off. So there's a lot of downtime to pretty much do anything. So we decided on our downtime, let's do what we love to do and make music. And we're down with anybody. Anybody in our circle wants to step in. We've done it before. Go, hey, come on over. Come bring your guitar over. Come to our room. Anybody. We always invite everybody. Anybody come. And, we've done it before when we brought in, we went to one of them was a song for Chief from Deftones. We had probably 25 musicians on that.
Yeah. Right.
We've had, anybody that's down to come in, even walking back. Sometimes we'll be on the tour bus recording and head will walk past our monkey or like, oh, that's cool. It's like, here, you want to throw down something? It's like, whatever. Yeah. And sometimes they'll like throw an idea or whatever. It's like, it doesn't matter who or where or what. It's just being around musicians is always an opportunity.
Right.
And encouraging, like he said, when Monkey had come by, we helped to somewhat give them a little dose of encouragement where they might go off on their own little corner and start writing stuff for Korn or whatever. We spread the vibe. Everybody shares this vibe of love for music and keep each other encouraged and inspired.
Right. That to me is the mark of the true professionals. There's a noticeable difference in bands that I talk to that are not developed and people that have been there before, like you guys. You can just hear the hunger and the preparation that you guys have for your craft, always striving to get better. I can't say that if I was a member of Korn that I might be working the hardest to improve. So, Fieldy, it's just remarkable that you're still to this day, working in your toolbox and refining your skill set. I think that's really fascinating. And it shows on this new StillWell record as well, that you guys place such an effort on making music that stands out and has a positive vibe, but also is a little bit different.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. So you're talking about these jam sessions. I'm curious if there are any jam sessions that stick out for you with, musicians where you're like, oh crap, this is one of my heroes.
I got a funny story. When we were doing the song for Chi, Fieldy was, he was recruiting everybody everywhere. He was walking backstage, didn't matter who it was or whatever. He got Adam from Killswitch to come through it.
Yes.
But the funniest one was Korn was opening up for Metallica. We were already nervous that we were going to be in the same backstage area as Metallica. So Fieldy goes, I'm going to get Rob Trujillo to play bass. So in my mind, I'm like, oh, geez. Like, I was like really nervous. Even though I had, all I was doing was press and record.
Right.
It was still like a little nerve-wracking. So Rob comes into the dressing room with his bass already on his neck, and he sits down. I give him the plug. He plugs in, and all of a sudden, my laptop decides that it doesn't want to work.
Oh no!
So Rob is sitting there, and he keeps on repeating, "I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go." And Fieldy, he could see that the laptop isn't working, and he's pacing back and forth nervously behind me. I'm sweating. And Rob is like, I got to get on stage soon. So whenever we could get this going. And then finally it kicks in and he dropped his part. But we were both so scared.
Oh, man. That is nightmarish right there. That's amazing.
That's just one of like a few, man. We through many blessings, we've been able to jam with so many people, from Clint Lowry, like I said, Adam from Killswitch, when he came and he was doing like the harmonies and he's
a monster.
Yeah, even Ray Luzier always finds his way on all of our projects somehow.
Oh, I think he has a hidden microphone on us. He's like, wait, I hear music over there. You hear the drums on there? You need some more cowbell?
Yeah, right. You can always use more cowbell. That guy is a monster on the kit.
Yeah, he is.
Well, guys, I know that you've got more work to do today, and so I don't want to hold you up, but I just want to remind everybody, please support this record. We've got new music coming out. You know, we know that nobody can tour. Many bands aren't even going in the studio, so we got to support these new records that come out. Supernatural Miracle is out on the 18th this week. Make sure you go out and show some love to this super group, and you know, rock this record. I know that I will for sure. Again, I've linked to it in the description of this video. Guys, thank you so much for joining me today and being so gracious with your time.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, man. Good talking
Thanks.
to you.